So welcome back to my spraying journey. Last build, the Marin, the Eldridge, I was a bit disappointed that the fluoro red that I ordered did not turn out fluoro red. I used a white primer and it came out a lot lighter, almost pinkish. Well, definitely pinkish, but there was a hint of orange in there as well. So, as I was spraying, I did think, perhaps I should have gone with a black or red primer. And today I'm going to experiment. I've got the 4 different primers here. So this is like £25 worth of paint to do this experiment. But I've got a white primer, grey primer, black. Okay, this is technically a guide coat, but it can work as a primer. And a red primer. I've got the remaining tin of my fluoro red from the last build. And I've also got a fluoro yellow. So I'm going to try each one of these primers out, lay them out on 2 handlebars, and then lay the colours over the top and see how much variation, if any, I get. So yeah, please don't expect the bars to be done fully, prepped fully. They are not. I've just sanded them down, keyed them up a little bit, cleaned them down and put 3 sections of tape on. Going to start at each end, so it's going to go white, grey, black, red, and there's another bar as well. And then, yeah, once I put them on, let them dry overnight and put the colour on tomorrow. And no, I'm not going for a professional finish or anything. This is just an experiment. Okay, so bear in mind this is not putting any effort into the spray. I'm just literally putting it on there so I can see what colour it is. If you have any suggestions for primer versus top coat use, colour wise, leave them in the comments. All hints and tips are helpful to me and everyone else. But yeah, we've got the white, grey, black and red. I've got the second handlebar over there. So yeah, so I'm just gonna let that dry overnight and then come back to it tomorrow and hit one with the fluoro red and one with the fluoro yellow and see what sort of difference it makes. It's the Montana Fire Red. Oh, gotta take the safety cap out first, of course, do. Oops, sorry. And the Halfords fluoro yellow. Oh wow, this is a lot thinner than the Montana. Okay, so the results are in, and well, you can see the difference in the colours there. Again, it's a little hard to show fluoro colours on camera, but the white at the end here definitely makes both colours pop a bit more. And as it goes down, the acrylic red, but still came out pink / orange, didn't really change that much throughout. I mean, we're going further, the light source is over here, so I'm actually going further away, but if I bring it, let's bring it over the top. Bring it over the top here, bang in the middle. So you can see the fluoro red / pink at the back didn't really change all that much along. It did get a tad darker, or tad more subdued, should I say. It doesn't really pop as much, but all in all, it doesn't really change that much. That is an acrylic colour, acrylic based paint, the Montana. Whereas the fluoro yellow, which is a Halford's paint, it did change, and I believe it's more of a solvent, what's the word, more of a cellulose based paint, because obviously on the white it works best. As it goes to the grey and then the black and then the red, it definitely shows through the colour from underneath. I mean, just look at that. The white primer definitely makes it pop. So I would 100% use a white primer for light colours. The grey primer, it might even out after more coats, but yeah, that is definitely, it's you can still see the primer colour through it, and that's after a few coats. And it's more of a green, I guess. Changes the colour. Black, again, it's roughly the same shade as the grey in real life, but it's still going to take more coats to cover that fully. And the red at the end, well, that has a hint of the red popping through, so it is more yellow than the others. Obviously these have got a bit of, I'd probably say they've got a bit of blue in them, or a lot of blue in the colour to make up the grey and the black. I don't know how colour spectrums work, but that's just what first comes into my head. Whereas the red, it's more balanced, I guess, with the yellow. So it has gone more yellow, and it will probably cover up, but it is still kind of greeny. So yeah, definitely, if you're doing bright colours, well, you can really see it there. Stick to the light primer, especially if you're doing what are these? More of a cellulose based paint that can run easily, that goes on thin. You will have to do a heck of a lot more coats if you use a coloured primer, whereas acrylic didn't really seem to matter all that much. Interesting. But this was just a little experiment for me, which I thought I'd share with you as well, and maybe you can take some use from it. So yeah, thanks for tuning in, thanks for watching, hope you enjoyed it, hope you gained some knowledge from this, and maybe it will help you in your own work. For now, yeah, that's it. Goodbye.